Hi there, my name is Helen Wright, and I am taking a human resource management class at Simpson University, and this is my final presentation where we were required to research a relevant topic for those that are working in the human resource field. And so I felt a very foundational topic that should be talked about and expanded upon, which is right at the beginning of many tasks for those that work in human resources, would be recruitment. Because if you do not have the right employees in place within the organization you work for, then getting your job done will be very difficult, and there will be low morale and high turnover rates. And so starting at the beginning by doing recruitment well, I believe is vital for really doing a job well done in the end overall, and giving the best results and benefits for the organization that you work for. And so I'm going to be speaking on recruitment. I'm going to be going through a slide right now that I wrote out through research that I've done. And so I'm just going to read some of it and expand upon it as I feel necessary. But strategic human resource management creates a clear connection between the goals of the organization and the activities of the people who work there. So recruiting the right employees will take strategy and vision, identifying the organization's present employment needs, and looking ahead to identify what the organization's future needs will be. So that all of that is going to take time to do, and giving yourself the time necessary to identify the present needs and look ahead to the future needs is really going to help in designing the right job description and recruiting the right employees to fill the needs for the organization. So this is a quote from a human resource management book that will be cited at the end of the PowerPoint, but it says, given the accelerated changes occurring in today's workplace, any human resource leader desiring to make a strategic contribution must look to the future with more foresight and accuracy than ever before. And so I believe recruitment starts with vision, it starts with strategy, it starts with really identifying the needs of the organization, far beyond just getting on Indeed or getting on any online database and putting out just a basic job description. It is going to take time to create standards for what you are truly looking for in those positions that need to be filled. So another quote from a book for human resource management says that recruitment, it's labeled as the very first one within this list. Recruitment, along with hiring, onboarding, training, performance management, career planning, and benefits all need to be developed and implemented so that they support the organization's strategic development. So there are many things in that list, but recruitment is the very first one listed. I wrote that human resource management requires multifaceted roles, all valuable and vital, but it all begins with recruiting the best employees to fill the organization's needs, present and future needs. So being able to have that vision and strategy to look ahead, analyzing what's happening presently in the organization, but looking at the organization's vision and goals and objectives, you'll be able to look ahead and say, this is what we will need, and this is how these kind of people will be vital in the future, not just with the present needs. Effective recruitment starts with knowing what recruitment is. Recruitment is defined as the search for new employees and the process of seeking sources for job candidates. So the best way of navigating finding those job candidates that will best fit the needs of the organization. Another quote that I felt was very relevant on the topic says, before any applicants for a job are even interviewed, any organization about to engage in recruitment and the selection process needs to undertake a number of important steps. These prior steps, in which the human resource management specialists in the organization are likely to be particularly prominent, include the forecasting of human resource needs, like I just talked about, the specification of individual job requirements, and the identification and use of appropriate recruitment channels. So you don't want to waste your time when recruiting. You want to know the best places to go, the right channels to take when you are recruiting qualified candidates for those positions. Prerequisites for effective recruitment may include thorough job analysis, so taking the time necessary to analyze what are the needs here. That will take time, and there are many ways of going about that could be a whole other presentation. So creating accurate job descriptions, which will come from analyzing the job needs. Another prerequisite for effective recruitment would include understanding the organizational strategy and also the role of the job in achieving the organizational strategy. So there is so much that goes into creating and designing the right job description that will bring in the right employees that we want to recruit for those positions. The recruiter is defined as the face of the organization to prospective applicants outside of the organization. So the recruiter is supposed to represent very well the mission, the values, the strategy of the organization, and how that person may or may not see themselves fitting in the greater picture of the organization. An effective recruiting process requires a significant pool of diverse candidates and knowing the best places to recruit those qualified candidates. Activities for recruiters, depending on the organization's needs, recruiters will need to decide what activities to pursue in order to recruit the most qualified candidates for the positions that need to be filled. So these activities may include participating in job fairs and recruiting there, developing an online presence at online places like Indeed or LinkedIn, but knowing the right qualifications to list so you don't get too many people applying that are not relevant for the positions that you are asking for. So it needs to be clear in the job descriptions. This may also look like visiting college campuses and developing community or industry contacts. That can be huge in really weeding out many applicants that actually aren't qualified. So there are routes to take. Internal recruiting is an option. So sources for that, there are many benefits for internal recruiting, and I'll list those. But internal recruitment is simply promoting employees from within the company or going through them to find the right employees. So benefits of this method of recruitment include building morale with employees, promotes good public relations, encourages individuals who are qualified and ambitious that already work within the organization. It's less costly than going outside to recruit, and it improves the probability of good selection because information on the individual's performance is already readily available because they've previously been employed by that organization. So it simplifies the process significantly in really knowing who you're hiring and how well they're going to get the job done. Some ways of recruiting internally may include promoting present employees that show excellent work ethic to higher positions that may need to be filled. So you can just already find the people that have been doing an excellent job within the organization and say, hey, I see your potential. I want to give you a pay raise and an opportunity to take this promotion. Employee referrals and recommendations is also another way of internal recruiting, which is simply a recommendation from a current employee regarding an available job and getting a new job applicant that way. When internal recruitment is not the best option for whatever reason, external recruitment can be done effectively through advertisements, can be done through all the recruiting activities I listed previously, employment agencies that effectively match employees seeking work with employers that are seeking qualified workers, schools, colleges, universities, online recruiting, etc. There are so many external recruiting services and sources. It's just identifying your organization's needs and what the best channel for recruitment would be. The importance of the recruitment process cannot be emphasized enough. Taking the necessary time to identify the greatest employment needs for the organization's strategic growth and designing the most clear job descriptions for recruiting will be foundational when it is time to recruit needed employees. And in being in human resources, you really need to know that your job is to best serve the organization and the employees that are presently there, and that means you're serving the employees that are coming in. So you want to make sure you do the job needed to identify the greatest employment needs and designing the clearest job descriptions so you're getting the best employees coming in that will fit the needs for the organization. This is a very important task for human resource management specialists, and it will be well worth the time investment. So anyone that's watching this and you are in human resource management, it's worth every moment investing in job descriptions and analysis, and it's a very exciting task and foundational for the position. So that will conclude my presentation. Yeah, and it's been a fun journey in this course.